Today in Hong Kong, the heat is on as domestic workers call for cooler conditions in the face of a relentless heat wave. Hi, I'm Dean Bark. Welcome to the City Report with Dean Bark, bringing you the latest from Hong Kong. Let's get down to business. Let's start with this. Domestic workers across the city are urging employers to allow air conditioning during the current heat wave. The Hong Kong Observatory, the city's weather bureau, has issued repeated very hot weather warnings as temperatures reach about 35 degrees Celsius in urban areas. We also logged 6 consecutive so-called hot nights in May, an unusually long streak that signals heat hanging on even after sunset. The spark for this latest call came after an employer publicly criticized a helper for switching on the AC against household rules, even as the heat index soared. That's the headline. Time to dig into the details. Domestic workers often live where they work, which means house rules can decide whether they rest safely or risk heat stress. Public health officials worldwide will tell you prolonged exposure to extreme heat can lead to dehydration, headaches, dizziness, and worse for vulnerable groups. Let's not overcomplicate this. When the city hits 35, cooling isn't a luxury, it's basic safety. Reasonable guardrails, like daytime cooling in sleeping and work areas, ventilation, and regular water breaks, are common sense. Employers worried about bills can set usage windows or temperature limits, but a blanket ban during a heat wave flirts with real health risks. It's a shame we're even having this conversation in conditions like these. Air conditioning should be a given. Moving on. Authorities are stepping in to care for a 2-month-old undocumented baby named Danny after the parents were arrested on suspicion of neglect. The Social Welfare Department, the government agency overseeing child protection, says it will apply for a protection order. The plan on the table is foster care until the parents are assessed fit to regain custody. Here's the core issue. Danny was born at home here in Hong Kong, and the parents refused a DNA test required for his birth registration. Without registration, he has no identity documents, and that complicates access to services. The parents, Tsang Wai Bong and Miss Kwan, have a troubled history with authorities overseas. Their first daughter died in Finland in 2019 at 1 month old, and Swedish welfare authorities removed their second daughter from their care in 2023. All 3 births were at home, which some see as a pattern of avoiding state oversight. Legislator Reverend Peter Kuhn, a lawmaker and Anglican cleric known for community advocacy, is involved in the case. The legal process will now focus on compliance with identification rules and the child's best interests under Hong Kong law. What's the takeaway? The refusal to complete basic procedures only deepens concern for the baby's well-being. Paperwork is dull until it decides whether a newborn gets health care. All right, next topic. Tiger Brokers, an online brokerage platform, reported a 17.5% jump in first quarter operating profit. The standout number is a 536% surge in Hong Kong trading activity. The firm also flagged strong net inflows from Singapore and a record in IPO subscription volumes. On the surface, that's rapid growth tied to investors returning to local markets. But let's cut to the chase. The company's update did not mention a $61 million fine reportedly imposed by China's securities regulator for unlicensed cross-border trading services. For definition's sake, that's the national markets watchdog on the mainland. Strategic silence may buy time, but it doesn't erase regulatory exposure. In finance, ignoring a fine in your victory lap is like sweeping dust under the rug. Eventually, it piles up. Investors will watch whether compliance upgrades and disclosures catch up with the growth story. Robust top-line momentum is good. Durable, well-regulated momentum is what lasts. Well, that's one way to look at it. Shifting gears. Kazakhstan's sovereign wealth fund plans to list at least one company on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange this year. The fund is pushing ahead with privatization of state-owned firms, and Hong Kong's mature capital market is the venue of choice. The Hong Kong delegation, led by Chief Executive John Lee Ka-chiu, our city's top official, secured over 40 partnership agreements in Kazakhstan, with more deals expected before heading to Uzbekistan. For context, Kazakh companies had eyed Hong Kong before, but held back when conditions weren't ideal. A listing now would be a vote of confidence in our exchange's liquidity and global reach. It's interesting to see Kazakhstan eyeing Hong Kong for stock listings. The financial allure clearly endures. And now for something completely different. Hong Kong is reviewing the future of Hong Kong Post, the self-financing postal operator that's been struggling to balance its books. The government says it will inject 4.6 billion Hong Kong dollars as a cash buffer, while options are considered, ranging from privatization to reorganizing it as a traditional government department. A full review with stakeholder consultations is expected to wrap in about 3 years. Reforming a public service with a universal delivery mandate is not a quick fix. The trade-offs are clear: service coverage and affordability on one side, operational efficiency and cost recovery on the other. Looks like someone forgot the memo that email and e-commerce don't pay for every post box. Given the financial struggles, a significant overhaul seems unavoidable if the service is to stay viable. And that's your report for today. Thanks for tuning in to the City Report with Dean Bark in Hong Kong. Have a great day and join us again tomorrow.